This is Mr. Smith, and here are some basics on how to use GIMP.org. I will go into more detail in different videos, but this will get you started for the most part. Now you can get GIMP from GIMP.org, the website, which you can see up here, GIMP.org. It'll load this page and you can click on download over here to get the version that will work on your computer. It will pretty much run on everything. I have a 5-year-old netbook that will actually run GIMP just fine. So yeah, it'll run on anything. It can run on Linux, but if I scroll down, there is a Macintosh version which used to require an additional program to be installed in order for it to run, but now you don't need that. Just one app, you install it, it goes into your applications folder, and you're good to go. And if I scroll down further, I've got GIMP for Windows, which I can download and install this. Now if you used GIMP before, they've recently changed some of the options, so I'll get into that in a little bit. Now, I will often have students use GIMP to save screen captures, which, as you may know, on Windows you press the print screen button and it copies every pixel on your screen. Now what do you do with that? Well, you can open MS Paint and paste into there, but Paint doesn't have as many options for editing, so I like to use GIMP. I can go to File, and if I go to Create, I have the option of creating from clipboard, and that will create a new image that is exactly what I took a picture of on my screen. And here's a nice little scene from Minecraft. But maybe I don't want the swamp in the picture. Maybe I just want this part here. I want to crop this. Also, I don't want that bar across the top. I think that looks kinda not so good. So I'm going to go over to the crop tool right over here. Click on that. And then I'm going to draw a rectangle with it by clicking and dragging. And I can get close to where I want it to be. I don't need to be exact, because when I'm done, you can see there's a square in this corner, there's a square in each corner, and if I click on those squares, I can resize it, and it's not actually cropping it yet. It won't crop it until I click in the middle. If I decide I don't want this, I can just click anywhere outside of that rectangle and it goes away entirely. But I can fix this exactly how I want it to be first, and then click in the middle, and pow, it's cropped. Now there's some white space here. That's just because the picture used to be there and the window was that size, but that won't get saved as part of the image if I resave it. Now saving it gets to be a little problematic. It used to be you go to File and select Save or Save As to save a document, but that won't work anymore unless you want to save it as an XCF file. XCF files are great if you want to do something like opening it up over and over again and continuing to edit it. If you have multiple layers and stuff like that, then XCF files are very useful. It's the default GIMP format. But chances are you want it to be saved as something that'll open up on computers that don't have GIMP installed, or maybe you want it to be viewable on a website. So XCF doesn't work for that. So I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to go to File again, but instead I'm going to go down to Export. And now in this format I've got untitled.png, and I can change this to Minecraft Jungle because that's what it's a picture of. Now if I don't want it to be a PNG file, that's okay. I can go down and click on this little thing right here where it says select file type, and I have all these different file types that I can save this image as. Now I have all these different files that I can pick from to save this as. Now I could save it as PNG, that's already selected. Maybe I wanted to save it as something where I can open it in Photoshop. Well, that changes it to PSD, and that will work for that. Maybe I want to save it as a JPEG file. I click on here, and pow, now it says .jpg up there. Once I've done that, I hit export. I'll get a pop-up usually that gives me additional settings. You can, for the most part, safely ignore these. Just hit export again. Some of these will have more options than others. It really depends on the file format you've selected. But again, you can ignore all of this. Just hit export one more time and it will save your work and you're good. Now you'll notice it didn't change the name up here even though I saved it. It's because they think that I still want to save this as a GIMP file versus the JPEG that I exported. But now you know how to do that, so hopefully that'll work for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.